Ah, there it is, the weight of the moment settling on you. The decision has been made, the deal has been struck. You sealed the bet, and now they can't back out. They can't change their mind, they can't run, they can't hide. This is the point of no return. There is no more negotiation, no more hesitation. It's done. It's over. And now, the consequences begin to unfold. It's at this precise moment that you understand what it means to truly take control of your destiny. You took that step when everyone else was too afraid to make the leap. They stood on the edge and looked down, but you jumped. You didn't hesitate. You saw the abyss, and you knew that if you didn't take that step, you would be forever bound to the life of what-ifs, of regrets, of never having known what could have been. You sealed that bet because you knew that life had no guarantees. You knew there was only one way to see what you were made of. You knew that if you didn't take that risk, you'd be stuck in the shadow of others, living their lives, walking their path, never having tasted the kind of fire that forges true strength. Now, the world watches, and the people who once doubted you, they're looking at you with fear, with envy, with hatred, but mostly with awe, because they know something they didn't know before. You're not like them. You never were. They can't back out, but neither can you. The consequences are now yours to claim. You made this bed, and now you lie in it. But here's the truth. They only have the power to back out if they've never committed. If they never risked, they haven't stepped into the arena. They haven't sealed their own bet. So now, it's your turn to rise or fall, to win or lose, to show the world what happens when someone refuses to live life on their terms. In that moment of sealing your fate, you became something different. They'll try to deny it. They'll try to downplay what you've done, to minimize your courage, but deep down, they know. They see it in your eyes, feel it in your presence. You are a force of nature now. The world is not a game for you to play. It's a battlefield, and you're ready to wage war. You're not playing by the rules anymore. Those rules, the ones that the world tried to force on you, they don't apply to you. You sealed the bet because you refused to follow the script. You refused to let someone else write your story. Now, the pen is in your hand, and you're ready to carve your legacy into the fabric of this world. But let's get something straight. This doesn't mean the road ahead will be easy. No. In fact, it's about to get harder. Much harder. The moment you sealed the bet, you unknowingly declared war on comfort, on safety, on the easy way out. And the people who thrive on the predictable, the comfortable, the controlled, they'll try to pull you back. They'll try to remind you of how easy life used to be. They'll offer you warmth. They'll offer you shelter. They'll offer you a false sense of security. But you already know what that is. It's a trap. It's the soft handcuffs that keep you in line, that keep you from seeing your true potential. You didn't seal the bet to play it safe. You didn't throw everything away to live in a padded cell. No, you did it because you want more. You want to break free. You want to redefine what's possible. And that's the moment that defines you. That's the turning point. Because most people will falter when the world starts to push back, when the pressure mounts and the stakes get higher. That's when they'll hesitate. That's when they'll think twice. But not you. You made the choice. You sealed the bet, and now there's no going back. If you're afraid, that's fine. You should be. Fear is an indication that you're on the edge of something real, something raw. It means you're about to break the limits that others have set for you. So embrace it. Feel it, and then use it. Let it be the fuel that drives you forward, the thing that makes you relentless. Because fear is nothing more than a sign then you're on the path to greatness. You're moving in the direction where only those with true heart and spirit can thrive. Everyone else is too afraid to take the leap. But you jumped. And now, here you are. The world watches you. They've been waiting for you to fail. They've been waiting for the moment when the pressure finally crushes you, when the weight of your own ambition sinks you. But guess what? That's never going to happen. They've miscalculated. They've underestimated you. You've been through worse, faced harder challenges, fought more brutal battles. This question mark, this is nothing. This is your arena. This is where you shine. You're not here to blend in. You're not here to follow someone else's path. You're here to carve your own way. And if they can't handle it, if they can't keep up, then let them fall by the wayside. Because you're not slowing down for anyone. They think you're crazy, don't they? They think you've lost your mind for making this bet, for pushing so far beyond the comfort zone. But they're wrong. It's not madness. It's clarity. It's clarity of purpose. It's seeing the world for what it truly is and understanding that every single obstacle, every single challenge is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to show the world just how far you'll go, just how much you're willing to sacrifice, just how much you believe in yourself. You sealed the bet because you believe in your own ability to rise, to evolve, to dominate. You're not playing for second place, you're playing for the top. And you're willing to bleed for it, to sacrifice everything for it, because you know that the price of greatness is far steeper than the price of mediocrity. So now, as the days pass and the pressure mounts, remember this. You sealed the bet, and now it's time to collect. It's time to reap the rewards of your courage, your sacrifice, your refusal to bow down. The world may try to break you. It may try to convince you to quit, to turn back, to take the easy road. But you already know the truth. There is no easy road. There is only the path of those who dare to take the bet, who dare to stand tall, who dare to make their mark. And that path is the one you're walking now. Every step you take, every action you make, every decision you drive forward with is a declaration of who you are. You're not just a survivor. You're a conqueror. You're not just going to make it through. You're going to rise above. You're going to make history. And when you stand on that mountain, when you look down at the world below you, you'll remember this moment. The moment when you sealed the bet and decided to make it all happen. Because in the end, there's only one thing that will matter. And that's whether or not you had the courage to take the leap, to seal the bet, and to never look back. The world doesn't need more dreamers. It doesn't need more people who are content with what they have. It doesn't need more of the same. It needs the relentless, the warriors, the ones who will fight, the ones who will risk it all, the ones who will go until there's nothing left to give. It needs you. And now, it's time for you to show up. This moment, right here, right now. This is when the world will understand. It's easy to talk a big game when everything is calm, when the sky is clear and the seas are still. Everyone loves to make promises when there's nothing on the line. It's easy to say you'll do something, but it's when you're pushed to the edge, when there's no safety net, that you reveal who you truly are. You see, this is where the real work begins. This is where you stop pretending and start performing. There are no excuses left. No more talking about what you could do. No more daydreams. The clock is ticking, and you're standing at the crossroads. You're either going to step into the fire or shrink away from it. The choice is yours. When you sealed that bet, when you threw down the gauntlet and declared that you were in it to win it, something inside you changed. You didn't just make a promise to the world. You made a promise to yourself. You made a pact that there would be no turning back, no going back to the old ways. You sealed the bet with your heart, your mind, your soul. There is no safety net. There's no cushion. It's just you now, raw, exposed, and ready to conquer. It's time to rise, not just for yourself, but for the legacy you're creating. Every step, every move you make now is a message to those who doubted you. It's a message to the ones who laughed, the ones who turned away, the ones who said you couldn't, you wouldn't, you shouldn't. Show them that this was never about proving them wrong. It was about proving yourself right. You knew you had it in you. You've always known. And now it's time for the world to see it. But here's the thing. Showing up isn't enough. Just being present doesn't make you a force. Just being alive doesn't mean you're living. The world is full of people who show up, who clock in, who go through the motions. They do what's required, but nothing more. That's not what you're here for. You didn't sign up to be ordinary. You didn't make that bet because you wanted to blend in. You're here because you want to leave a mark. You want to build something that lasts, something that outlives you. You want your name to echo down the corridors of time, and you'll fight for it with everything you've got. Showing up means stepping into the arena, even when the odds are stacked against you. It means stepping into the ring and staring down the challenge head on, knowing full well that the battle will be grueling, the pain real, the sacrifices high. But here's the kicker. Every step forward, every ounce of sweat, every drop of blood is a step closer to your greatness. The harder the fight, the greater the reward. And you're not afraid of hard work. You thrive in it. You thrive in the struggle because you understand something that most don't. The struggle is where the transformation happens. It's where you shed the skin of the person you once were and emerge as something more, something powerful, something unstoppable. Do you feel that fire inside you? That relentless hunger? It's not just desire. It's not just ambition. It's the essence of who you are, pushing you forward. It's the voice that says, this is your time, louder than any doubts, louder than any fears. And the truth is, this fire doesn't come from outside of you. It doesn't come from some motivational speech or some fleeting moment of inspiration. It comes from within, from a deep, primal place in your soul, a place that knows, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that you are capable of greatness. And it's time to let that fire burn hotter, to let it consume every ounce of self-doubt, every ounce of fear, every ounce of hesitation. This is where you break free from everything that held you back. You can't afford to be passive anymore. You can't afford to wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment doesn't exist. The only moment that matters is now, right now. This is your time to show up and claim what's yours. But make no mistake, this path isn't for the faint of heart. It's not for those who think success is handed to them on a silver platter. Success is earned, and it's earned through blood, sweat, and tears. You didn't seal that bet to coast along in comfort. You sealed it because you wanted to be a part of something bigger, something greater. You want to transcend the limits that others set for you. You want to break through the glass ceilings that have kept you contained. You don't just want to be another face in the crowd. You want to stand out. You want to make a statement that can't be ignored. So you show up. You give it everything you've got, knowing full well that the journey will be tough. But you also know that no matter how tough it gets, no matter how hard it hurts, you will never back down. You will never retreat. They will try to bring you down. They will try to tell you that you're not enough, that you're not capable. But the truth is, they fear you. They fear what happens when someone who refuses to quit meets someone with relentless determination. They fear you because they know that once you tap into your full potential, once you unleash your power, there's no stopping you. You won't just be another statistic. another person who fades into the background. No, you'll be a force of nature, a tidal wave that shifts everything in its path, and they won't know how to handle it. They won't know how to react when you surpass their expectations, when you rise above the chaos they tried to trap you in. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when the weight of the world feels too heavy, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, when the road ahead looks like a mountain too steep to climb. But in those moments, when you feel like quitting, remember why you sealed the bet in the first place. Remember what you're fighting for. You're not fighting for the easy way out. You're fighting for your legacy. You're fighting for something bigger than yourself. And if that means facing the hardest battles, if that means pushing yourself further than you ever thought possible, then so be it. You've already decided. You've already sealed your fate. There's no turning back. The world will try to tell you that you're crazy for pursuing greatness. They'll try to convince you to settle, to conform, to accept mediocrity. But you've already made your decision. You're not here to settle. You're not here to be comfortable. You're here to show the world what's possible when someone with fire in their heart decides that they will not be denied. You will not settle for the life that others want for you. You will create your own life. You will build it from the ground up, no matter how hard it is, no matter how many times you get knocked down. You will rise again, and again, and again. And when you finally make it, when you reach the summit of the mountain, you will look back at the struggles, the pain, the setbacks, and you will smile. Not because it was easy, but because you did it. You did what others said you couldn't. You did what the world told you was impossible. You proved them all wrong. But more importantly, you proved yourself right. You showed yourself that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. And that is the true victory. This is your time. The moment is now. You sealed the bet. Now show the world what you're made of. It's time to stop talking, to stop hoping, to stop pretending that you're going to get there one day, because that one day is today. That day is here, right now, in this very moment. The time for waiting, for wondering if you're good enough, if you're ready enough. It's over. The only question left is whether you will step forward and take what's rightfully yours, whether you will have the courage to rise, to face the challenges that lie ahead, and to push beyond every single limit you thought you had, whether you will take what you've dreamed about in the quiet moments and bring it to life in the world for everyone to see. Now, it's time to show them all what you've got. And let me tell you something. The stakes have never been higher. You can't afford to play small anymore. You can't afford to hold back. You're standing at the threshold of something big, something epic. And the world is watching. The world is waiting to see if you really have what it takes. But here's the catch. The world is full of people who talk a good game, full of people who have dreams, who have visions, but very few actually follow through. Very few actually put the work in, face the pain, sacrifice the comfort, and do what it takes to transform themselves into the person capable of achieving the impossible. Very few are willing to do the things that no one else will do in order to achieve the things that no one else can achieve. But you're different. You've already made that commitment. You've already sealed that bet. You've already burned the boats, so there's no retreating, there's no turning back. Now, you must deliver. And it doesn't matter how difficult it gets. It doesn't matter how many setbacks or failures or disappointments you encounter. You will keep going. You will keep fighting, because that's what it takes to make it. That's what it takes to be great. And now it's time to prove to the world that you've got the guts, the grit, and the tenacity to make it happen. There's going to be pain along the way. The road to greatness is never a smooth ride. No one who has ever achieved something monumental has done so without facing the grinding pain of rejection, loss, self-doubt, and failure. But here's the thing. You have to learn to love that pain. Not in some masochistic way, but in a way that makes you realize that it's an essential part of the process. Without pain, there is no growth. Without struggle, there is no progress. Every time you feel yourself wanting to quit, to give in, to take the easy way out, you need to remember why you started. You need to remember the hunger that drove you in the first place. Because there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that can compare to the feeling of standing at the top of the mountain, looking down at everything you've overcome, knowing that you've done the work, that you've earned every single bit of your success. That moment is worth everything, and you're going to make it. You're going to fight through the pain and come out stronger on the other side. You see, showing the world what you're made of isn't just about the end result. It's about the journey. It's about the grit, the determination, the fire that burns inside of you when everything tells you to stop, when the world tells you that you're not enough. You need to tap into that fire, that raw energy, and use it to fuel you when you're feeling weak, when you're feeling uncertain, when you're feeling like the mountain is just too high. Because you have something inside of you that most people don't even know exists. It's that unstoppable force that pushes you to keep going, even when the odds are stacked against you. It's that belief in yourself that says, I am worth this, I deserve this, and no one can stop me from getting it. That belief, that's the fuel that will carry you through the darkest days and the most difficult times. That's the thing that will make you rise when everyone else falls. But it's not just about you, is it? The truth is, you didn't seal that bet for yourself alone. You're not doing this for the glory, for the praise, or for the accolades. You're doing this because you know that your actions have a ripple effect. Every step you take, every choice you make, every time you push yourself to the limit, it has the potential to inspire someone else. You're doing this because you want to show others that it's possible. You want to show them that they too can rise, that they too can push through their fears, their doubts, their limitations. You are doing this for the people who need to see that the impossible can be done, and you're willing to be the living proof that anything can be achieved with enough belief, enough passion, and enough perseverance. And when you show the world what you're made of, when you step into that arena with everything you've got, you won't just inspire others. You'll create a legacy. You'll leave a mark that will echo far beyond your lifetime. It's not about being remembered for the things you've done. It's about being remembered for how you made others feel. It's about inspiring others to rise, to dream, to believe in themselves the way you've believed in yourself. It's about leaving a world that's better because you existed in it. That's what it means to show the world what you're made of. It's not about your personal success alone. It's about lifting others as you climb. Because the truth is, when you rise to the top, you can either choose to look down and see everyone beneath you, or you can choose to pull others up with you. You can choose to help them find their own path to greatness, their own way to overcome their struggles and doubts. You can choose to be the example that they look to when they're feeling lost, when they're feeling unsure of themselves. And that's the true power of showing the world what you're made of. It's not just about proving to yourself that you're capable. It's about showing others that they too are capable of extraordinary things. But to get there, to reach that place where you are truly standing in your power, you need to shed everything that's holding you back. You need to let go of the fears, the doubts, the insecurities that have kept you chained. You need to stop listening to the voices of others telling you what you can or can't do. You need to stop letting the world define who you are. You are not the labels others place on you. You are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. You are not your past. You are the person you choose to become. And when you decide to step into your power, when you decide to fully embrace who you are and who you are becoming, there's nothing, absolutely nothing, that can stop you. So now, when you look at the world, when you look at your challenges, when you look at your dreams, remember that this is your moment. This is your time to rise. This is your time to show the world what you're made of. You are capable of greatness. You are capable of more than you've ever allowed yourself to believe. The question is, will you step up? Will you rise to the challenge? Will you show them, once and for all, that you are unstoppable? Because you can, you will, and you're going to make it happen, no matter what it takes. In the end, it all comes down to this. You've made the decision, you've sealed the bet, and now the world is waiting. There's no turning back. This is your moment to show the world who you really are, to prove that you have the strength, the will, and the relentless drive to rise above every obstacle. The journey won't be easy, but nothing worth achieving ever is. You've already shown the courage to step up. Now, take that final step and give everything you've got. The world will remember you not for what you did, but for how you did it. Show them that you are unstoppable.